Hey, yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and it's about that time we get down and do what it do. It's playoff time, baby, and normally we break down the last week's action before we head into a new week of Rocket League, but last week's game, they had to fight through the storm just to get completed. So instead, let's go ahead and take a look at our top 5 plays from last week and then set the stage for playoffs. Let's get it. And then at number 5, it's going to be Demon Hunter from West Branch, following up a quick goal in their first game of the series against Mapletown with the third goal, scaling the wall in the corner and delivering a perfect shot, dropping down to find the ace.
They're trying to get one of these final spots in the playoffs, but West Branch, they are in the final spot for the D2 Rocket League side of things. As we got Richland, Mapletown, and Franklin all trying to battle for that final spot with West Branch. So.
Yeah. Well, West Branch are 9th seed on.
And sliding on in at that 4 spot is Quota GG from Franklin Regional in their series against Frazier. Another acrobatic play, this one off the sidewall, maintaining the control and delivering an amazing goal to go up 2-1.
Oh, what a goal! 7 with an incredible save.
Indeed, Quota GG off the backboard. What a shot from Quota GG off the sidewall. He was going for an archer, I would say, but couldn't get the control. It bounced off the roof, and he just read it off the roof, and it's well done from Quota GG.
And coming in at the 3 spot, it's Sweaty Boy from Greater Altoona in their series against Forest Hills, doing a phenomenal job of showing how quickly the GOATs can turn defense into offense, going coast to coast with a goal to take the lead. And in that number 2 spot, it's going to be Yulo from Albert Gallatin. From Steph Curry range, doing Steph Curry things, far down from just inside that midfield line, giving their team the lead in game number 4.
With that 3-1, however, it's this defense from Carmichael. You give them credit to be able to bounce back, to be able to stop some of these incredible shots far down from Yulo.
Oh my goodness, take another look, follow the socials because this very well could be on the top play as well, just over the top.
And our top player of the week from last week's action is Long Balls from Jefferson Morgan and their game against Franklin Regional, with a beautiful aerial control and ability to track down a 2-touch corner pass from himself in order to take the lead in the closing minutes.
Long Ball's able to get there. He doesn't follow up that touch off the sidewall. Dangerous for him. Luckily, the lag is able to clear it away. Long Ball's now trying to get the angle in. He's up for it, and it's in. Bottom right corner. Puts him up 1 in this game, too.
Nice play here from Long Balls. The control and just look about the ability to stay up. But let's go ahead and take a look at our brackets going into the playoffs. And let's go ahead and start off with our Division 1, where we've got Boyertown and Greensburg Central Catholic squaring off in a play-in game to see who's going to take on the top-ranked California area. The GOATs from Greater Altoona will square off against the Warriors from Penn Trafford. The Mighty Mikes from Carmichael area got the Rangers from Forest Hills. And the Colonials from Albert Gallatin will square off against the Gators of Gateway. And while I think most people are anticipating a rematch of our fall finals when we touch back down at St. Francis at the end of the month, I wouldn't count Forest Hills versus California area as a sure thing for the finals just quite yet. Now, as far as our Division 2 bracket, it's going to be West Branch and Westmont Hilltop in a play-in game in order to decide who squares off against the GOATs from Greater Altoona. The Warriors from Penn Trafford are matched up with the Rockets from Jefferson Morgan. Greensburg Central Catholic are matched up against the Rangers from Forest Hills. And the Colonials and the Gators square off yet again in D2 action. Greater Altoona only dropped a singular game all spring long, so they're definitely my favorite to make it to St. Francis for the finals. The other side of the bracket, it's too close to call. And with that being said, it's officially that time we get down and do what it do. Time to cut this playoff field down to 4. Good luck to all of our competitors out there. And don't forget that we've got more content than ever heading y'all's way over on social media as well as on YouTube. The top 5 plays, they've been extra spicy this year. So make sure you're getting involved, smacking the like button, leaving a comment, and don't forget to tell somebody, to tell somebody, to tell somebody about it. So we get y'all back over here for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard, love harder. It's your boy Q, signing out. Hey yo, what it do, what it do?
Howdy everybody, welcome back to the TEC High School Series here for playoffs, week number 1, Rocket League action. We got 2 fantastic Division 1 series for you guys on the docket, but before we get to the series, gotta talk about the people calling the series. My name is Llama77, and joined with me as always is the one and only Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce, how we feeling?
Oh, great. Now that playoffs has started, Gateway, Albert Gallatin, we're going to get right into this one as it has already kicked off. Gateway, the number 3 seed, Albert Gallatin, that number 6 seed, only separated by 1 game between both of these teams as we head out on the pitch. They're battling back and forth here. A lot of early pong here, but oh my, it's Gateway early. A nice touch from Seven Joler off the backboard. I'm sorry I beat you, able to secure that goal and rather quickly here, Llama.
Love to see that early contest going through. The early goal on the board gives them a lot of pressure to start out this series. As we talk about it though, this is playoffs. The best of 5 and there is no second chances. It is single elimination all the way up towards those grand finals on May 19th here in just 2 short weeks. So Albert Gallatin definitely does not want to drop this one, and they're going to equalize quickly.
Able to answer back here. That's FadeX at this time. And I mean, we've had the pleasure of seeing both of these teams real recently. They've been on a nice little hot streak as well. So excited to see them go head to head here. And ironically, the D2 team will have the same matchup a little bit later today on a different channel, Llama. But right now, both these teams able to find a goal within the first 30 seconds here. So you got to believe that things are maybe just heating up.
Definitely are. Taking its time, simmering and turning it up to a boil here. Uloa is going to pick up a double demo here as Albert Gallatin sets themselves up here in the zone. The drop down passing play, looking for a teammate out in the paint. Can't find it. Got to be very careful about these defensive rotations, especially a couple of shots are already flying close towards the goal. A minute already gone, and both these 2 teams have already found some good opportunities.
Yes, both teams have gotten some good opportunities, but kind of falling a little bit slower now into that play style, a little more defensive sides as they look for that transition down the field. Wow, able to find the stop. Another big demo here in front as well, but FadeX will knock it into the corner and continue to look to pressure outward. The clear not quite there. Seven Joler looking to keep this one alive now. Bouncing in front of the net, a dangerous position. Brayton looks to put one over the top, but the defense finds the stop and they continue to pressure in here. Gateway right now controlling possession of this ball really well.
Good possession so far. Let's see if they can keep it up. Of course, 2 minutes already off the clock here. Want to try and speed up that pace as soon as possible. And want to try and get another goal. It does really feel like, especially for Gateway, you want to score one as quick as you can to try and find that response. Albert Gallatin, though, they're bringing up the pressure. Extra little touch there from Blix. Almost look for the goal. But again, it's just going to be cleared down the field.
Cleared down the field and now back in the other direction as well from Yulau. So a couple of these big booming clears coming into play. Nice touch off the sidewall, but the defense will read and continue to look to keep pressure down here on the Albert Gallatin side. And hey, sorry I beat you. Circling around, nobody in the net, but Yulau able to get back in time and find the nice defensive stop. Gateway has done I feel like a little bit better job of controlling the possession of the ball, but it certainly hasn't seemed to matter thus far. Still tied up 1-1 as we are a little past the halfway point.
Getting about half of this game left to go. Feels like, again, even though we started off with those fireworks, this next goal could be really important for these 2 teams. Gateway squad that had a tougher schedule was going into that final week undefeated, but took a couple of losses. Redirect there from Ulau almost finds its way into the net. Off that backboard, it's going to be a secondary attempt from Blix that, again, so close, inches away from finding it. Always looking for those passing plays. Gateway, the clears have been absolutely stellar. Get them out of dodge, get them out of that deep water.
Yeah, I think that from like the 2 or 3rd seed all the way to the 6th or 7th seed, all these teams are only separated by a single game. So, as we continue to get more of these wonderful schools on board here, the competition just continues to grow. So it's great to see this kind of competitiveness here at such a stage. But Seven Joler able to sneak this one in. We'll take another look at it here in the replay.
This is huge. I mean, the passing play was really nice. Always looking for that teammate. And it's like we talked about for Gateway, that ability to add on towards the lead feels really nice. Showcasing, again, why they are that higher seed here in the playoffs. However, still some time left to go. 90 seconds for Albert Gallatin to get this one cleared down the field. And with matching the shot output almost of that of the other team, you know it's going to be close here in these final couple seconds.
At 114, looking for the flip reset. I'm sorry, I beat you. Does knock it into the corner, though. Fadex waiting patiently. Will continue to drive this ball out across midfield. A nice pass, but the defense will step up big time to keep that one from going into the back of the net. Looking for a counter opportunity of their own, but Albert Gallatin doing a good job of keeping the ball possession in front of the net, looking for the secondary touch. The double commit, the help comes in. Unfortunately, it's just a little too high. Can't connect. Albert Gallatin looking for another opportunity here, and the demo. Fadex absolutely going coast to coast, making the most. This very well could be a top 5 play.
Oh, it for sure is. That's a #1 play. Are you kidding me? Demolition in the air. And it's not even how it ended. You go back to where that play started. Almost a goal in their defensive end. With that U-turn, Fadex gets back in the middle of the field. The clear is in, and the equalizer is in as well. 2-2, 30 seconds left to go. Gateway need to hold down this defense one more time. Fadex, long range shot goes towards the crossbar. They are looking dangerous here with only 30 to go.
Yeah, after tying it up, now almost taking the lead in the last few seconds, but firing from midfield, Sylvan Joler does it yet again to give them the lead. There's still time to find that equalizer, but these two teams so evenly matched here.
They really are. I mean, even though, like you said, a little bit of that seeding differential, you talk about the standings only separated by just one singular win. Gateway had that tough schedule, but this one bouncing almost in. Blix would have loved that one. The equalizer could have been in, and you can't give up. You got to play until the last moment, until that ball does fall down to 5. Single digits, crossbar again, but BU should just be able to drop this to the ground. Fadex, open field in front of them. Oh, they can't keep it up. Gateway will take this first game.
Yeah, almost was able to push it into the wall there and keep that Rule 0 alive. Unfortunately, they were not able to do that. A great first game in this series, though. A lot of back and forth from these two teams. You can take a look at the stats there. Ball possession, field domination, I thought was in favor of Gateway, but really it's almost completely even down the middle here as well. And you look at the shot column, almost identical. So both of these teams, we talked about how evenly matched they are. It's certainly showing here in game #1, but Sylvan Joler able to sneak in that final goal and put them up by 1 in the series.
Nice start to the series. We'll say a good back and forth game #1 to start us out. I want to see all the games possible here today. It's playoffs. It's time to show what you've learned in the regular season and bring it back. And for Albert Gallatin, like we said, only losing by 1. They held true with the ball possession and boost consumption like you were talking about. I want to see him be able to battle here in this next game. And not only that, you talk about the exact same amount of shots by both of these same two teams. It feels like they are absolutely even headed here into this game #2.
Yeah, I think the only stat there that is one-sided was the Albert Gallatin demos. 6 demos, I think it was, to just 1. So, we love that aggressive play, and it tends to work out, but it didn't work out for Albert Gallatin's favor that time. A very close game nonetheless as we reset. 5 minutes on the clock, scores back to 0. Albert Gallatin looking to tie the series up.
That's the nice thing about Rocket League. We get to reset those scores. We get back to 0. A nice, clean painting for you to draw on. But for both these two teams, this game is pivotal. You talk about it being the best of 5. For Albert Gallatin, you cannot drop this game. Gateway could go up to that series point, the reverse sweep. A very tough task to pull off. So we'll see if Gateway can equalize things out. I think the demolitions, like you talked about, something they want to work more towards. That physicality is huge. BU goes aerial, passing, play, teammate. That's the dream work right there.
Yeah, Brayton able to score again, and Gateway just doing a good job of scoring first. I mean, Albert Gallatin has the ability to score. I think Gateway knows that, is why they want to get on that board first so quickly. So 2 games in a row, they've been able to do that. Plenty of time on the clock, though, so can they find a way to extend that lead by 1 more, or Albert Gallatin find a way to reel it back in?
They do it. They've got a lot of time, too. Of course, with those passing plays from Gateway, you can tell. I mean, their communication on point. And again, another fiery shot just laying in the groundwork for the rest of this game. Fadex beats 1, and Blix isn't there fast enough. Means the clear comes on in, down the field, going down across that backboard here. This is where Gateway do make it a little bit dangerous. If you ever carry that ball across the goal line, they're going to steal it away. They're going to make you pay for that mistake as they drive towards the net again.
Yeah, almost snuck it in there as well. A second chance opportunity coming in from Brayton, but the defense will find the stop. They need to find a way to get out of their end zone here and alleviate some of this pressure, but Gateway, shot after shot, they are that relentless firing squad, and FadeX says, here's one way to silence them, just take them out. The explosions, the car parts scatter as they continue to tussle in the corner here. The defense comes up early, looks to find that stop. Now find some pressure outward, but again, Gateway here, that third man resistance, keeping the dream alive down here in this Albert Gallatin territory.
They're keeping it going. You love to see those really good rotations and being able to manage their own resources to keep that active. You gotta be a little bit careful though. Only the 1-goal lead. Brayton, one to beat, pops it over, looks for the bump, but it's actually a crossbar stop. But the offense cannot be stopped. Seven Joler with the secondary touch.
You know, Brayton almost got a squishy save on his own shot here. He had to stop and hit the brakes. Seven Joler coming in to capitalize, and you love to see it. This team right here, again, they just find these second, third chance opportunities. And we saw Gateway, I think it was California they played for us last week. I know one of the games got scheduled, but I mean, they gave California a run for their money. Their only two losses this season have come to those top two teams. So, Gateway certainly has a ton of talent on the field as Seven Joler looks to steal one more.
Stealing away. Blicks their shot, going to the teammate, and a double commit forced on that ground level. But also, like you mentioned, I mean, Gateway, their skill level so high, almost at their ceiling already as they've worked towards this beautiful regular season in towards the postseason. You can say the same about Albert Gallatin, though. You look at that game number 1 where they only lost by one singular goal. Now they're battling back here in this game number 2. Of course, still down by 2. Again, you just score one here, take it 1 minute at a time. All of a sudden, this game can be yours.
Absolutely can be, but you're right. You got to take it 1 minute at a time, one goal at a time. See if Albert Gallatin can find a way to battle back. They haven't really had to deal with a 2-point deficit just yet, but Seven Joler absolutely on fire here today. Has been relentless. We see another look off of his own shot, and the angle to put that in is just absolutely insane.
I mean, that is one of the hardest places to score from right there. The corner short angle, like you were talking about. The third goal as well. Another pop off of that kickoff. Gotta say, Seven Joler one away from that hat trick already. Gateway bringing some offense here in towards this second game. At the same time, gotta remember, Albert Gallatin, they've been really relying on their defense. A couple of really huge saves. There's another one. Yolo gets a good piece of it. FadeX is going to pick up the pieces back in midfield. Going aerial with the boost they have. Double touch left for the teammate, but it's red. The Gateway defense strikes again.
Yeah, and Yolao's going to have to bang this one off the back wall just because no defenders are back in time. Gateway has been relentless. Blix, though, looking for an opportunity of their own. Up into the air, can't quite get the car to the ball. Now Gateway looking for that clear, but the steal away from FadeX, and they're going to get their first goal here in game number 2.
This is absolutely massive. FadeX, the patience, man. I can't even believe it. The half second of hesitation and patience combines together to score that goal. Gateway's defense caught in that left corner, and all of a sudden, Albert Gallatin, like we said, taking it one game at a time, one goal at a time. They have found their first. They need 2 more, and maybe 3. It's post to post. I'm sorry I beat you scores.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's not sorry about this. They definitely want to get that advancement into the championships and move forward here for May 19th, but still have a few more games to get through. Gateway, though, I mean, both teams were playing excellent in game 1. Gateway just come out looking just so much hungrier here in game 2. They've been relentless off of this aggression.
They really have. They brought a new form of it. They've found ways to battle against the demolitions that we saw in the previous game from Albert Gallatin. And not only that, it feels like the passing plays as well, always looking for one another. They're able to find him so often. Now, for Albert Gallatin, the series not over. Even if they lose this one, they need to go fast. They need a goal, and they'll get it.
A beautiful goal here from the crew working together. We've seen Blix and FadeX really have this team chemistry throughout the entire season, and You know, Blix just right there behind FedEx. We see FedEx looking for that bump after the play as well, but unfortunately still down by 2. Certainly feasible with 28 seconds, but it is going to be very, very tough to do. They're going to need a goal within these first 10 to 15 seconds.
To go very quickly. 10-second rule, though. I know we can still apply to this game, but you've got to go fast. One goal at a time. Passing plays, you mentioned the duo of FedEx and Blix. They're setting back up across the backboard. We're under single digits. You got to score now. You got to get some extra momentum. Double commit forced out of the air, but would use all of their boost to try and get to the net, and it is zeros on the clock. Gateway victorious here in the second game.
Yeah, you know, and I felt like Albert Gallatin there in that last minute started to kind of feel like something was working for them. Maybe they realized something. They were getting some good pass plays downfield, setting up the teammate, whether it's, you know, FedEx to Blix or Blix to FedEx, but setting each other up with those opportunities. Unfortunately, it just kind of came late in that game. Now, they were still able to score 2 here around the end of the game, so hopefully they can carry that momentum forward into the next one and continue to kind of do what has been working for them here in that last minute.
That's the hope, right? You use that kind of last minute. It's the pull the goalie, right? That you've kind of already lost the game. Why not try some new things? And again, both these two teams absolutely battling through the regular season. 8 weeks of play to get towards this spot. And now this is it. For Albert Gallatin, have to win this game. But all of a sudden, Hot Sauce, you win this game. Maybe you can win the next one. Then maybe you can win the next one. It all starts with one, like we were saying, and maybe that reverse sweep is possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like in any sport, right? The momentum can shift and certainly change as the game progresses. So I think Albert Gallatin knows they have this skill. They just have to really lock in here and play to their full potential. So hopefully they can steal away game number 3 and extend this series a little bit longer. But Gateway has just been a very fast, aggressive team. They're up in the air quick. They're always to the ball. They're doing a great job of that boost management as well. And just a very tough team to beat normally, but even more so today, I feel.
Very tough, especially when, like we said, you know, they were undefeated heading into that final week where they had that double header against the number 1 and number 2 seed. You have to imagine that they learned so much from those matches as well. They brought what might have taken them down there in towards this matchup right here. They are absolutely showing it, and they've got 4 minutes. They got to be careful, though. The defense has to prevail, too.
Defense has to prevail. Well, right now, they certainly have. I mean, scores 0-0. We saw some quick scores in those first 2 games, but now we've already got a minute off the clock. No scores just yet. I'm sorry I beat you. It has to get up and find the touch. No defenders in the background. And that will allow them some more time to get back there. This one gets a little bit away from Seven Joler, but has some help from the team, and will circle back around. The pass to midfield. The calm is there. Joler with a banger from midfield, and Blix will stop that one as well, but Gateway continues this relentless pressure.
It's this midfield hold. So many times we've already seen it, and it's what allows them to get so many shot after shot after shot opportunities. At the same time, look at the scoreboard. It doesn't lie right now. It's 0-0. And at the same time, it means that both teams, you have an opportunity to try and get this first goal. Who will get it? Maybe it's on Beat You. He's going up aerial, using the rest of the boost that they have. I feel like Gateway just need to get more pressure on the back of the net, go for those passing plays. The bump out and away is huge to bring in the physicality, and the passing play will get it done.
Passing play gets it done yet again here, and we take another look. Nothing too powerful or too fancy, just a little finesse there, and doing those basic fundamentals of what they need to do and follow up. But again, I mean, Albert Gallatin held them scoreless for the first couple minutes. So they've made some solid improvements. Now they just have to find those transitions the other way so that they can put points on the board as well. But mile on the Gateway is just shooting from everywhere.
And bringing the confidence. You really do love to see it, trying to take this series in sweeping fashion. At the same time, like I was saying, they took my advice, they bumped a play, they went for the physicality, and then Seven Joler again, the sharpshooter.
Yeah, I mean, Seven Joler has just been scoring from all over the field, and you know, we've seen him set up some nice plays for his teammates as well, but his game sense is just phenomenal. Always circling back at the right time, really knowing when to go after the ball and when to not. So, it's been a lot of fun to watch. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, Llama. FedEx will get a quick goal here.
Looks like the classic 2 commit forward, 1 goes for the boost, and then you don't win the early touch. So a nice easy kickoff goal does feel good for Albert Gallatin to kind of immediately equalize that goal that was just scored. It's not going to equalize the entirety of the scoreboard, but it does feel very good. And you mentioned Seven Joler. It's not only the game sense, but it's the aerial mechanics to say, okay, I've scored multiple goals in the air. You've seen him shoot the close angle ones off of the tires that slow it down just a little bit. You've seen him there on that last one, flip the car around, get it off the hood to make sure it is an absolute heater towards the net. Really knowing where to position the car is absolutely critical.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much little mechanical stuff that goes into Rocket League. Well, it's one of those great games, right? Anybody can sit down and play it on the couch with friends, but if you do want to take it to that next competitive level, there's so much mechanical ability and other fundamentals that go into this game, which makes Rocket League a great game, I feel. But Gateway still has the lead by 1 at the moment. Seven Joler again, a razzle-dazzle. The second chance opportunity from I'm Sorry I Beat You will knock it on in, and another beautiful play strung together here by Gateway.
That's huge. I mean, and you can tell the confidence is showing out on the field, and it's making waves. Seven Joler, every single time they go to the backboard, Albert Gallatin has to send some members. They can't let Seven Joler have that space, especially off of kickoff. An extra touch, backboard denied by Brayton, but all that pressure builds them up a 2-goal lead. Seven Joler and I'm Sorry I Beat You have both combined for all 3 goals on their side here in this game number 3. And as a reminder, they're up 2 games. They could close the series right here.
Yeah, you know, and it's crazy because Albert Gallatin held them scoreless for the first couple minutes, but once Gateway seemed to crack that code, they have just been relentless stealing the cash from this vault here as they've got 3 in the bag at the moment. Blix looking for a little control of his own in the air, but Gateway again quick to get up into the air and find that contention as well. So right now doing a great job on both offense and defense. Albert Gallatin needs to find the back of the net here, hopefully in the next 30 seconds.
Gotta be quick. You're running out of the 10-second rule very quick, and FadeX has an open net, but it's just a little bit too far wide to the left. The secondary opportunity doesn't find its marker, and just give credit to, again, the defensive rotations every single time. It is Gateway getting the players back. Hot Sauce, they are on double-digit shot counters already.
Yeah, it's been wild. I mean, any of these guys, we talk about Seven Joler shooting from all over the field, but really any of these guys are capable of it as well. And you know, right now, unfortunately, Albert Gallatin down by 2. They need to find the back of the net here in the next 10 seconds, or unfortunately, it's most likely just not going to be possible. Gateway looking to close it out in sweeping fashion, but Albert Gallatin, the 10-second rule will stand true here, baby.
Oh. We apply it. The passing play is huge. And honestly, it's like you said, FadeX and Blix are always finding those passing plays. But now it is down to it. The final 10 seconds. This is your tournament life right now. No other chances. You have to hit the green light. You have to go. It's going to be dripping back down, though. FadeX makes the save. But at what cost? Seven Joler off the backboard. And Gateway will take the series.
Yeah, you know, again, it's crazy that it was a 3-0 series, right? Because the first and last game were only separated by a goal. I think that middle one was by 2, but I mean, it was just such a close series. But Gateway just coming out on top every single game here, often only by 1 point. And we take a look again. I mean, all of those columns there on the stats, they're almost identical as far as where that line is. But Gateway just putting on some of those quality shots and able to find the back of the net. Seven Joler has some of the dirtiest angles for making those shots. It was crazy.
That was awesome. You know, it was a really good series. And like you mentioned, even though it was the 3-0 scoreline, so close between both these two teams, you look at a team like Albert Gallatin that has, again, been on the uptrend throughout the entirety of the regular season. They've been learning how to play and use those passing especially. So I'm really excited to see Albert Gallatin, you know, the next season as well, to see if they can bring those improvements back. And I really hope we get to see them in person on May 19th as well.
Yeah, I mean, Albert Gallatin, this was their first season in TEC. So to go 5-3 in the regular season, to beat some juggernauts, to come in here and give a lights out performance, you know, in their first playoff series or playoff run with TEC, they should hold their heads high. They played absolutely phenomenal. A lot of great students out there. We've seen them all year. It's been fun to cast them. So there's certainly a lot of talent there. But Gateway, the veterans of TEC for a while, they've been in this type of position before. certainly looking very comfortable out there. So I'm excited to see Gateway progress. Like I said, excuse me, it was one of those teams that we saw give California some trouble even. So, I think there's a lot of hidden talent there in Gateway that maybe they don't often get enough credit, but certainly a lot of talent over there.
They got a lot of talent, and they'll bring that talent on towards the semifinals, and their opponent has already been decided. The other stream finished up. Forest Hills taking the 3-0 dub. You talk about a clash. Again, they just played in the regular season, and it was an absolute slobber knocker between the two. And again, only one of those two teams, Forest Hills or Gateway, is going to be able to make it to the finals.
Yeah, I think Forest Hills has been the returning champs. We know how talented they are, but you can't sleep on a team like Gateway. They are certainly capable of upsetting Forest Hills. So I'm really, really excited for that one. But unfortunately, guys, we do need to take a short break and get these other teams loaded in. When we do come back, though, we're going to have Greater Altoona taking on Penn Trafford. Don't go anywhere.
What it do, it's your boy Q, and it's about that time we get down and do what it do. It's playoff time, baby, and normally we break down the last week's action before we head into a new week of Rocket League, but last week's game, they had to fight through the storm just to get completed. So instead, let's go ahead and take a look at our top 5 plays from last week and then set the stage for playoff. Let's get it. And then at number 5, it's going to be Demon Hunter from West Branch, following up a quick goal in their first game of the series against Mapletown with the 3rd goal, scaling the wall in the corner and delivering a perfect shot, dropping down to find the ace.
They're looking, trying to get one of these final spots in the playoffs, but West Branch, they are in the final spot for the D2 Rocket League side of things. As we got Richland, Mapletown, and Franklin all trying to battle for that final spot with West Branch. So.
Yeah. Well, West Branch are 9th seed on.
And sliding on in at that 4 spot is Quota GG from Franklin Regional in their series against Frazier. Another acrobatic play, this one off the sidewall, maintaining the control and delivering an amazing goal to go up 2-1.
No, what a goal! 7 with an incredible save.
Indeed, Quota GG off the backboard. What a shot from Quota GG off the sidewall. It was going for natural, I would say, but couldn't get the control. It bounced off the roof, and he just read it off the roof, and it's well done from Quota GG.
And coming in at the 3 spot, it's Sweaty Boy from Greater Altoona in their series against Forest Hills, doing a phenomenal job of showing how quickly the GOATs can turn defense into offense, going coast to coast with a goal to take the lead. And in that number 2 spot, it's going to be Yulo from Albert Gallatin. From Steph Curry range, doing Steph Curry things, far down from just inside that midfield line, giving their team the lead in game number 4.
With that 3-1. However, it's this defense from Carmichael. You give them credit to be able to bounce back, to be able to stop some of these incredible shots far down from Yulo.
Oh my goodness. Take another look. Follow the socials because this very well could be on the top play as well. Just over the top.
And our top player of the week from last week's action is Long Balls from Jefferson Morgan and their game against Franklin Regional, with a beautiful aerial control and ability to track down a 2-touch corner pass from himself in order to take the lead in the closing minutes.
Yeah, Long Ball's able to get there. He doesn't follow up that touch off the sidewall. Dangerous for him. Luckily, the lag is able to clear it away. Long Ball's now trying to get the angle in. He's up for it, and it's in. Bottom right corner. Puts him up 1 in this game, too.
Nice play here from long balls. The control and just look about the ability to stay up. But let's go ahead and take a look at our brackets going into the playoffs. And let's go ahead and start off with our Division 1, where we've got Boyertown and Greensburg Central Catholic squaring off in a play-in game to see who's going to take on the top-ranked California area. The Goats from Greater Altoona will square off against the Warriors from Penn Trafford. The Mighty Mikes from Carmichael area got the Rangers from Forest Hills. And the Colonials from Albert Gallatin will square off against the Gators of Gateway. And while I think most people are anticipating a rematch of our fall finals when we touch back down at St. Francis at the end of the month, I wouldn't count Forest Hills versus California area as a sure thing for the finals just quite yet. Now, as far as our Division 2 bracket, it's going to be West Branch and Westmont Hilltop in a play-in game in order to decide who squares off against the Goats from Greater Altoona. The Warriors from Penn Trafford are matched up with the Rockets from Jefferson Morgan. Greensburg Central Catholic are matched up against the Rangers from Forest Hills. And the Colonials and the Gators square off yet again in D2 action. Greater Altoona only dropped a singular game all spring long, so they're definitely my favorite to make it to St. Francis for the finals. The other side of the bracket, it's too close to call. And with that being said, it's officially that time we get down and do what it do. Time to cut this playoff field down to 4. Good luck to all of our competitors out there. And don't forget that we've got more content than ever heading y'all's way over on social media as well as on YouTube. The top 5 plays, they've been extra spicy this year. So make sure you're getting involved, smacking the like button, leaving a comment, and don't forget to tell somebody, to tell somebody, to tell somebody about it. Until we get y'all back over here for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love harder. It's your boy Q, signing out. Hey yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and it's about that time we get down and do what it do. It's playoff time, baby, and normally we break down the last week's action before we head into a new week of Rocket League, but last week's game, they had to fight through the storm just to get completed. So instead, let's go ahead and take a look at our top 5 plays from last week and then set the stage for playoff. Let's get it. And then at number 5, it's going to be Demon Hunter from West Branch, following up a quick goal in their first game of the series against Mapletown with the 3rd goal, scaling the wall in the corner and delivering a perfect shot, dropping down to final ace.
They are trying to get one of these final spots in the playoffs, but West Branch, they are in the final spot for the D2 Rocket League side of things. As we got Richland, Mapletown, and Franklin all trying to battle for that final spot with West Branch. So,
yeah. Oh, well, West Branch are 9th seed on.
And sliding on in at that 4 spot is Quota GG from Franklin Regional in their series against Frazier. Another acrobatic play, this one off the sidewall, maintaining the control and delivering an amazing goal to go up 2-1.
Indeed, Quota GG off the backboard. What a shot from Quota GG off the sidewall. He was going for an archer, I would say, but couldn't get the control. It bounced off the roof, and he just read it off the roof, and it's well done from Quota GG.
And coming in at the 3 spot, it's Sweaty Boy from Greater Altoona in their series against Forest Hills, doing a phenomenal job of showing how quickly the Goats can turn defense into offense, going coast to coast with a goal to take the lead. And in that number 2 spot, it's going to be Yulo from Albert Gallatin. From Steph Curry range, doing Steph Curry things. far down from just inside that midfield line, giving their team the lead in game number 4.
With that 3-1. However, it's this defense from Carmichael's. You give them credit to be able to bounce back, to be able to stop some of these incredible shots. Far down from Yulo.
Oh my goodness. Take another look. Follow the socials because this very well could be on the top play as well. Just over the top.
And our top play of the week from last week's action is long ball from Jefferson.
And we're back from that short break, still here at the TEC High School Series for week number 1 of our Rocket League playoff action. I promised 2 series, and I will hold true to that promise. We are approaching our second one here of the day. And Hot Sauce, I don't know if they can top the first one. It was already really good.
Yeah, these seeds are even closer. The number 4 seed and the number 5 seed. Greater Altoona 5-2 on the regular season. Penn Trafford 5-3. And I believe these two teams met earlier in the season where Greater Altoona was able to take that dub. So, maybe Penn Trafford looking for a little revenge here today in this best of 5.
And of course they would be. I mean, the playoffs route goes right through here. Like we said before, no double elimination, no second chances, a best of 5 to determine who is moving on to the semifinals. You win the semifinals, you are in the grands. But we are getting going. Game number 1, Greater Altoona versus Penn Trafford.
Greater Altoona versus Penn Trafford again, that 4 and 5 seed going head to head. They had met previously, so it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Obviously, the teams only get better as the season goes on, and Gunner in the backfield having to make that stop rather quickly. Ball at midfield and up into the air, Greater Altoona, but it looked like Penn Trafford actually got there slightly first.
And that first is going to be important, and not only to the ball, but also to the scoreboard. It feels like, once again, you look back at that previous series, and you have to feel like for all of these playoffs teams, heating up as soon as they can has to be at the top of the to-do list. I love the offense already that we're bringing to the field here. Penn Trafford, even though, like we said, they are a little bit lower of that seed, maybe they lost already to Greater Altoona, they have had a really tough schedule to get towards this point.
A tough schedule. We'll see if all that hard work pays off, as literally McGee will bounce this one in. That's one of the slowest goals we've seen yet today, but does find the back of the net somehow.
It's a slow roller. You know, it's a nice patience play for them. They'll be able to get that job done for themselves. So 1 minute gone, and we will already be locked on in here with this 1-goal lead. The question is, how far can it extend? You don't want to just stop at this 1-goal lead if you are Penn Trafford. You want to try and keep it going. You know, Greater Altoona is not a team to be trifled with, and they can score very, very quickly. You want to build it on up, and that was almost close to a goal there from Gunner.
Almost, but not quite, as they continue to pressure forward. Penn Trafford doing a good job of controlling the possession at the moment. Johnny up into the air, looking for the flip reset, potentially his second one. Almost threads the needle, has some help, but is a little wide and to the left on this attempt. Extrinsia comes flying on by out of nowhere, and unfortunately can't quite touch the cart to the ball. Greater Altoona knocking at the net once more, but Penn Trafford finds a stop and quickly transitions down the field.
Here we go, and a little bit of a slowdown after that first goal. Penn Trafford, they've got 6 shots already recorded in these first 2 minutes, bringing the offense, bringing the consistency, and that potency they can show with some of that aerial confidence. Elite Kozlik, they've got confidence in spades as well. Mr. May picks up the pieces to send it off to the corner. And Greater Altoona, their defense making 4 saves already. They need to get these clears and some more opportunities. Maybe it's here. Double touch off the backboard isn't going to find its mark.
I thought maybe he was going to double touch it down for that waterfall. Unfortunately, not able to get the touch they need. Still in front of this Penn Trafford net, though. It fires a shot, and that is Gunner. It looked like they were trying to get that clear. Gunner reading this play nicely, steals it away and puts it into the back of the net.
Absolutely huge. And to tie up the game, the confidence to cut down some of those passing plays. Absolute analysis there of the defense and what they were going to do. All tied up here. Half of this game left to go, but Johnny, right off the kickoff, bringing back the offense.
Ooh, and just like that, 1-1, all tied up. Easy peasy. We'll see if they can continue to get more here now at midfield. That confidence booster certainly looking to come into play here, but Johnny, a nice booming clear. Greater Altoona able to get up in time, and Penn Trafford being quite relentless on these shot attempts as well. And as we know, it's only a matter of time if you can continue to put that ball toward the net. Greater Altoona looking for that clear and hoping to alleviate some of that pressure.
To get rid of that pressure, trying to send it down the field, and right now it's the direction of where this one is going to go. You feel like the next goal could possibly exchange that direction. It could possibly be just one more goal between these two teams to find this first game. And in a best-of-5 series, games are so limited. Literally, Johnny takes their opportunity, an extra one there towards the backboard. A slow down and defensive play, though, from the Goats is going to find a dangerous extra touch, though, and huge from Literally McGee.
Absolutely huge. The back and forth has been here all day, and we get a little more of that right in front of that Greater Altoona net as these two teams continue to duke it out. We knew it was going to be a banger of a match. As we said, that 4 and 5 seed, again, another team only separated by a game, and it's not even in the win column, it's in that loss column. So obviously these two teams evenly matched. Greater Altoona didn't quite capitalize on that counterattack, and now dealing with that defense once more as they find a way to get the clear. But a lot of booming pong action at the moment here.
It's a lot of back and forth. It's what you like to see for both these two teams. It means one team not really having a ton of control, and that just shows you how close these two teams are. Now, trying to possibly pop this one off the backboard here, literally McGee, is going to pop a shot right almost on in. For Penn Trafford, is just going to be continually trying to put the pressure in. Like we said, with already the 10 shots on the board, do they have the willpower to keep on going? They better. It's playoffs. Greater Altoona, though, with this battle back on defense, they're sending it all the way down the field.
All the way down the field, the booming clears the back and forth, the coast to coast, trying to find the team with the most as Penn Trafford up by 1 at this point and looking to continue with that lead. Reminder that Greater Altoona won this previous battle in the regular season, but Penn Trafford has taken the notes. They've watched the VOD reviews and they've put in the work to do what they need to do. Certainly capitalizing here and playing phenomenal at the moment. But as we always say, consistency is key, and literally Johnny is that consistency.
Consistency. Literally, Johnny able to find another goal here in this one. You talk about the team being able to find the third. You've got 12 seconds left to go, and you possibly just ice this one away. Greater Altoona, they will have to go quick. It's probably off the kickoff. Mr. May off the corner will look for another. Bouncing down dangerously, but Gunner doesn't have the boost to score. And it'll be Penn Trafford taking the dub here in game number 1.
Yeah, 3-1 too. That's a nice statement if you're Penn Trafford to come out and find, 3 goals rather quickly here and kind of put Greater Altoona on the back pedal, a place that they're not often. So we take a quick look at those stats there, and honestly, for the most part, they're fairly even. We see a little more saves on that Greater Altoona side, a little more field domination for Penn Trafford, but overall, relatively even as far as the stats go.
Very, very close, and you got to feel like it possibly comes down again towards this next game. I know how we talk about, again, a best of 5. Every single game is going to be important, but you really think to this next one, and for Penn Trafford, the ability to possibly go up into a series-ending position to already start off it when we're only 2 games in could put Greater Altoona on the ropes. Or, Hot Sauce, we could be even and go to a tied-up series in game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are so close. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that back and forth, not only throughout the game, but throughout the series as well. And I mean, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, as we always do, I mean, we love more Rocket League. We're always hoping for those game 5s, those overtimes, really where the students get that chance to put everything on the line. So hopefully, we'll get some of that. But again, I think these two teams are so evenly matched that it very well could be Greater Altoona taking the next one.
Definitely could be. Would not be surprised at all. But let's hop into the second game of the series and see if Greater Altoona can do just that. I feel like showing a little bit more presence in that offensive side of the field. I mean, literally, Johnny almost 1v3ing there. Goes aerial. Now the other way. Mr. May 0 in the tank. Wasn't able to close out the play. But again, showing a little bit more presence, not only on that defensive side, stepping up, making those saves, but also getting the clears down the field and finding those passing plays has to be important for Greater Altoona.
Passing plays, the shots, all incredibly important here for Greater Altoona, as they don't want to allow Penn Trafford to be up by 2 in the series, to be at series point. Fighting back tooth and nail here, now with an opportunity on the other side of the field, but the demos come in, and that one's taken away. Nobody in the background, and Johnny, yet again, another phenomenal play, and Penn Trafford is looking very dangerous here today in this playoff series.
They're just so good at wrecking defensive setups. Not only the passing play into the demo, but you talk about their confidence. That 50-50 is just absolutely insane to take. Pops open the defense, and now they've got themselves a lead. Penn Trafford on top here. The question, though, for Greater Altoona, though, is where is the response? Again, this could be a game, if you drop, you're put in that reverse sweep position with no secondary chance here in the playoffs. It's not something you want to do. At the same time, you've got a ton of time. You got 4 minutes. That is absolutely ages here in the Rocket League Arena.
Yeah, and when you're on the field, it seems like the time is going so slow as well. So plenty of time out here for Greater Altoona to find a way back in this one. Penn Trafford certainly not wanting them to allow them to do so, as we see them just continuing to be relentless, not only with ball possession, but with those shots downfield as well. Looking for another breakaway here up onto the sidewall. Mr. May does find the stop, but already taken away back in the other direction. And again, Penn Trafford just being absolutely relentless out here.
Got control of that midfield, and it allows them, like we said, to just keep on building and building and building on those offensive tries. Gunner would have loved to score there across the backboard, dropping this one on down. Another great opportunity, but again, it's just this Penn Trafford defense, which is so flexible. You can tell every single defensive rotation, they know where each other are. They lock themselves in with the communication, and then these clears just relieve so much pressure. They're always finding these angles.
Yeah, it's always nice when you don't have a designated third man, but when everybody has the ability to play that role, and we see that in Penn Trafford, certainly utilizing all of these skills to their maximum potential right now as they continue another drive down to the Greater Altoona territory. A nice booming clear, though, and now in the other direction, Extrencia looking to find the stop, the touch there across midfield, a dangerous position. Unfortunately, I believe that was Cosmic who couldn't quite connect with that ball there, and unfortunately, that was probably should have been a goal that goes to the wayside.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Scoreboard doesn't lie. Still down 1 here. Gunner trying to go for the secondary. It's a backboard touch. It's not another, though, as Elite Cosmic is beaten. Extrencia down the field. The post. The MVP will take a bite out of that one. And for as much as the harass has come through, as much as we have seen the Greater Altoona offense get online, they still need to try and find that first goal.
Yeah, and this is a team that we're used to seeing fly through the air and do all kinds of crazy things. But unfortunately, they've just kind of been stifled here today. And hopefully they can come into stride soon, because this is not the Greater Altoona team that we're used to seeing. And I think Penn Trafford recognizes this. They're taking great advantage as well, and certainly capitalizing on all these opportunities in front of them and in front of the net as well. So now up 2-0 here in game number 2. Greater Altoona is going to have to put the pedal to the metal, step it up.
Gotta go quick. Feels like gotta get a goal here in the next 30 seconds or so if they want to give themselves time to build up that last couple offensive series. And I just love, again, how the play has been going. You feel like for Penn Trafford... Oh, okay. Never mind. Don't talk about Penn Trafford. Let's talk about a goal.
This is crazy. I mean, Mr. May got the little bump here, doesn't get the secondary touch, which I think kind of fakes out the other defender as well, and the demo comes in. I mean, we talked about one of the slowest goals we saw earlier. That one really just rolling in with no speed. But, those are the kinds of things that happen in Rocket League. Those are the kind of things that can breathe a little life into your team, create that spark that burst into the flame. So hopefully Greater Altoona can run with this momentum a little bit. They still need one to tie it up.
Or to tie it. But like we said, it was that ability to score in quick succession. So now they've given themselves time, which is one of the most valuable resources here in that Rocket League arena. With 1 minute left to go, we'll see if they can try and find the one goal that could be the showstopper, could be the tire, could be the one that honestly gives them the momentum to work back. But no, it is Johnny, the dribble, the flow, and sending it home to 3.
Sending it home now 3. Johnny has just been insane this whole series thus far, continuing to find the back of the net. We've seen some crazy angles as well, and really just continuing that lead for Penn Trafford, just making sure that Greater Altoona is slightly out of reach of that equalizer. And in doing so, again, only 40 seconds on the clock. It really puts all of that pressure onto Greater Altoona.
Absolutely does, especially when Greater Altoona has been just facing a mountain of a defense on the other side. Literally, Johnny goes aerial looking for the hat trick and pulls a double commit. It is that illusion of offense, looking always for those other players, trying to pull off the trick plays, and it is down to 15. Elite Cosmic going to miss the touch up in the air, and Gunner demoed away before they can finish off their drive to the net. The combination of offense, defense, and everything that Penn Trafford is bringing to the table. But hold your horses, Mr. May says, wait for me.
Yeah, beautiful shot here. Unfortunately, you got to wonder, is it too little too late? 4 seconds on the clock. Rule 0 will apply, but it just makes it that much tougher. You really don't have much time. You need a solid kickoff that goes at least in that Penn Trafford direction. 4 seconds on the clock. Can Greater Altoona do the unthinkable?
Gotta find a response. But no, Penn Trafford with the kill right at the end here, able to spoil the chances of a game number 2 win for Greater Altoona. Penn Trafford moving to 2-0 on the series, only need one more game to send themselves into the semifinals, one step away from playing in person on May 19th.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 19th, and hopefully we'll get to see plenty of the students there as well. We remind everybody, you don't have to be in the championship or playing in the championship to show up. There's a lot of great activities, fun stuff to do. And Lawman, I would certainly love to put some faces to gamer tags as well. So we hope to see all of you there on May 19th. But Greater Altoona still has an opportunity to find their way there as well. And it starts one game at a time. If they can find a way to win this next one, build up that confidence, potentially grab that second one in a row, and then all of a sudden, all of that momentum has shifted. But it's all going to be on the backs of Greater Altoona.
It's on you now. You got to win this third game, but like we said, it's a possibility for you to try and close this out in game number 3. These first 2 games have been really, really close, and you look at the statistics as well, even some of the categories going their way. They had the ball possession, but like we were talking about, it's the combination. Not only does Penn Trafford bring that fiery aerial offense, but also the defense is just so hard to break into.
Yeah, they're on both sides of the field. They've been playing so well, and they transition almost seamlessly. Everybody has the ability to get up into the air, and Johnny has just been making some crazy shots as well. So Extrencia, I think, getting involved, almost getting the Playmaker Medal award that time as well with the 2 assists. So Penn Trafford looking very tough to beat today, even though Greater Altoona has beat them before in a best-of-5. So they know they're capable of it. Again, it starts one game at a time, and it's going to have to be in game 3.
It's got to be now. The third game to try and send yourself back in towards this series. Penn Trafford, though, they could make their day quick. Of course, being on this side of the bracket, you might have to, we'll see if that upset does come through a little bit later, but they are in the path of the current undefeated number 1 seed, that California squad. I can't worry about the future right now. I have to worry about the present. And I got to say, it's not Christmas, Hot Sauce, but man, this series has been an absolute present and gift to us.
Yeah, every series is a gift to me. I absolutely love casting here for the TE series. It's always so much fun. And that's what's this whole build-up and watching these students grow throughout the regular season is what makes that LAN event so much fun. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't been to one yet, or you have been to some before, it doesn't matter. Make sure you're there on the 19th. You won't be disappointed. It's an absolute banger of a time.
Well, let's see how good of a time we're having here in game number 3. I know it's going to be good. Well, let's see if Greater Altoona can bring it back for some more games, for those game 4s, the game 5s, and you talk about that in-person event. Maybe we'll even see that game 7 live and in person. Again, back to the series for Penn Trafford. I think it's important, once again, to just get out very quickly. If you can shut down the momentum that Greater Altoona was building at the end of that last game, again, the series could be over very quick.
Series could be over very quickly indeed, but not ready to go out just yet. Greater Altoona going to fight tooth and nail to the very end, as we know they have always done. Right now, tucked into the corner, a tough position to be in. They will find a way to alleviate some of that pressure. The long booming clear. Now they have to find a way to get a car to the ball, but it's Johnny again with the moves over one defender, still fighting in the corner. The pack pass back across midfield, but can't quite connect there as Greater Altoona will look to find the clear once more.
They're going to try, but very tough. It does feel like Penn Trafford is just living in this Greater Altoona defensive zone. They're giving up no real space every single time a clear comes through. It's a nice little save. This time, though, the clear at the extra pop-up. Mr. May, space, and the goal.
You know, and this is what we're used to from Greater Altoona. They get up into the air. They have the mechanical ability that we've seen time and time again, and they put on these tough shots, as we see over the defender there, and able to just kind of chip that one on in. So hopefully Greater Altoona can kind of find that rhythm, find that stride, especially finding this first goal, giving them that lead here early. And now hopefully they can find a way to run with it.
That's the hope, man. They found the source of their offense. Got to keep on going with it. Keep on scoring and keep on building that lead if they can. We're still a lot of time. And for Penn Trafford, not the end of the world like we've said before. They already have those first couple games, but Gunnar says we've got another goal.
And this is great because, I mean, Greater Altoona needs to find that cushion of a lead and continue to kind of play with that confidence. So this is certainly a game that could change the series around. But as we always say, consistency key. They still have to hold on for 3 minutes and 20 seconds here. And honestly, you don't want to hold on, right? You don't want to fall into that defensive style play. You want to keep doing what has been working for you here in Game 3.
Got to find what is working for you. And for Greater Altoona right now, it is Mr. May. You talk about the impact, not only the goal, but the assist as well. Literally Johnny with the patience trying to make an impact on this goal as well. We've been talking about Johnny for so much of this series. Just aerial goals, defensive plays. It's going to be a demolition as well as car parts go flying. Gunnar has an extra touch, and the Penn Trafford players need to be a little bit careful. Those rotations back with 0 boost are almost catching them off guard again.
Yeah, you know, we talk about boost management. It's an equally important aspect of Rocket League, and sometimes in the mix of things or when it gets chaotic, you know, it's easy to kind of lose sight of that boost. Of course, with those new updates, I like how you can see your teammates boost there as well. But Penn Trafford, Extrencia fires a banger. And the speed on that one, 111 kilometers, as they put it in the back of the net and look to tie things up here, or get a little closer to tying things up.
That is a fine gem of a shot. That is beautiful. 3 defenders in the area, the ability to score as well. And not only that, the timing that it came at as well. You're talking about being down 2, the lead that was being built up by Greater Altoona. Now you have cut it in half. Mr. May going aerial again, looking for the backboard. Touch to the teammate. Gunnar is read through and through. And that's the dangerous thing. Penn Trafford really good at reading those aerial plays, making the adaptations, but a drop-down waterfall almost finds the net for free.
Almost finds the net for free, but they're coming back, looking for that bank shot. Not there as well. And now the other direction. Penn Trafford continues to pressure in. Still 2 minutes or a little less than 2 minutes on the clock, and now only down by 1. They are within striking distance. Mr. May, there's that aerial control we talked about by 2 defenders. 1 more to go. Potentially looking to chip it up for the teammate. Not a lot of power. It looks like Penn Trafford will find the stop.
Finding the stop for now. But back in their defensive zone is where it's going to start. It's going to be off this wall. Mr. May not able to corral it 100%. We're going to have to pop it towards the other way, and you feel like who has the instincts? Who has the opportunity here late in this game? Literally, brothers going to battle back and forth and try and score that goal. However, it's been some really good midfield battle. From Greater Altoona, they have not allowed Penn Trafford to sit back in their defensive zone for the entirety of this game. They've been getting clears. They've been getting goals. They have the lead, and they just need to hold on for 60 seconds.
60 more seconds. And again, in this type of situation, it seems like those seconds drag on for so long, but Cosmic will finally get involved here in the action as well, finding another goal. And with that, they'll go back to that 2-point cushion. And this is where they want to be, in that driver's seat. Again, we said that it starts with this game. And if winning this, it can certainly potentially shift that momentum around.
Momentum is ready to be shifted. You talk about Cosmic, talk about a Cosmic intervention, man, on that goal. Oh, another one towards the crossbar. Penn Trafford, they are not giving up yet. They have time. They have a bouncer shot. They have an extra one here. They do not give up. The goal is theirs.
The goal is theirs indeed, and we see it once more. A lot of chaotic action again, and those higher plays tend to get those double commits from Greater Altoona, really opening up that net there. And now, only 1 away, 42 seconds on the clock, Llama.
It's not a lot of time, but it's enough for a goal. Literally, Johnny has been the conductor, the MVP, the shot caller here for the entirety of the series, but Extrencia is stepping back up, quietly becoming the MVP of the squad. You gotta talk about, again, the Literally brothers. They could be doing it here. Guy and Johnny, 20 seconds to go. Gunnar is gonna try and ice this game again. Just one more goal. Mr. May denied at the last second. It is 10 seconds to go. Penn Trafford need to drive now. Seconds now. An extra touch across the backboard here. Another save going on through. Literally, Johnny has to keep it up, and they will not. Greater Altoona with the dub here in this third game. We are not done just yet. We are going to keep the series going here. We're at least going to 4.
At least going to 4. So, we got a little extra Rocket League. But again, we talked about how this has that potential to kind of shift that momentum here as well. So hopefully Greater Altoona can kind of take it and run with it. I would love to see a Game 5, especially in these playoff situations. I love to see the students really put to the test here. Extrencia had one heck of a game there, though. 4 shots, 2 goals as well. And unfortunately, couldn't find a way to break out the brooms just yet.
No brooms. We'll hide them away, but maybe the brooms could be brought back out here for Greater Altoona. We'll have to see if they can get it done here in this 4th game. You look at Penn Trafford, though, and the offense they're still bringing. Again, literally every single one of them, just like Greater Altoona, have been stepping up. You can just tell, again, the improvement has been there, but this is why we're in the playoffs. This is why these two teams have earned their spot, is because they've been playing so good throughout the regular season.
Yeah, and I felt like Penn Trafford really controlled the pace of those first 2 games. It seemed like Greater Altoona kind of had trouble breaking out of their side of the field. That certainly was not the case here in Game 3. We saw Cosmic, May, Gunnar, all of them getting up into the air, using that mechanical ability, getting involved early, and finding the back of the net. So hopefully they can continue to do so here in game number 4.
I hope so, too. I want to see some more games. I want to see a Game 5. I think these teams deserve it. For Penn Trafford, though, we'll see how they play kind of that more dominant style like you were mentioning, getting forward over the 50-yard line, holding it down. You can't allow Greater Altoona to get those clears so easily, but again, you have those 2 extra games you built up. It's not the end of the world that you drop this game number 3. You don't want to drop the game number 4 and give them momentum into a Game 5.
Yeah, it's a dangerous position to be in. So, if you're Penn Trafford, obviously you want to try to close this game out here, and then if Greater Altoona can find a way to take this game away, I feel like all the momentum has then shifted at that point. But these students have done a great job not allowing things like that to affect their mental throughout the regular season and previous seasons. So that they're able to kind of lock it down if they do get in that situation. But time will tell. 30 seconds already off the clock. No scores just yet.
Not just yet, except as we say it, Caster Blessing, baby, always has to pop its head up. Literally Johnny, literally McGee combined for a beautiful aerial passing goal.
Yeah, I should have known that if I said something, it was going to happen. But, I'm never sad when I get to see teams score. Penn Trafford, though, able to come out, score first in this one. It seems like the team that's been able to score first, at least in this series, has been that successor, has been able to pull off the win. So Greater Altoona, hopefully looking for that upset to change things out. But again, I want to see him score another goal before Penn Trafford gets one. I don't want to see Penn Trafford up 2-0 here because it could spell trouble.
Definitely could. If they can put up that lead, man, another close one. Trying to cut into that lead for Greater Altoona. They've had a lot of those really close opportunities in the series here today, but it always seems like, again, Penn Trafford winning by just inches. Not even that much of a distance to try and calculate up that shot. At the same time, it's only a minute gone. Still 4 left to go here in this game number 4. And Penn Trafford still leading and still on series point. Can they bring it back? Can they hold it on through? And they are putting in the pressure again. You talk about that field domination. They are right back to it. Across the backboard, the drop down waterfall. McGee looking for a teammate every single time, playing very selfless.
Selfless indeed, and that's what helps win those championships. It takes a whole crew here to sail this ship, and right now, Penn Trafford doing a great job at that. Still up 1-0, a much lower scoring game than we've seen at least in these first couple minutes. But you see that demo in the background. Cosmic trying to get downfield, but Penn Trafford quick to aggress here and find that takeaway. Penn Trafford's done a great job of not allowing Greater Altoona to really have any space to work with, to get up into the air and do what they do so well.
You gotta try and deny those strong suits of your opponent. And like you mentioned, both these two teams actually playing each other in that regular season. Maybe going back to look at the VOD footage and saying, okay, these are where we need to improve. This is what we need to focus on. Or maybe this is the game plan from our opponents. We can figure that out and then play a defense across of their playbook. At the same time, you look at the scoreboard. It doesn't lie. It's the one thing that doesn't, man. There's only half this game left to go, and it's only a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, 1-goal lead is all that separates these teams at the moment. A nice pass play from Greater Altoona. Unfortunately, it was taken away rather quickly, and the flick over the head. Johnny did him dirty.
Are you kidding me? Wins the 50-50, just daylight robbery from the defense, and then the flickaroonie right over the defense. That's going to be a second recorded here for Penn Trafford. They won it. We said, who has that clutch instinct? Well, looks like Johnny answered my question.
Now the second goal coming at 2:22. So twos all across the board, and could be a lucky sign here for Penn Trafford as they look to close things out. Greater Altoona, though, they're going to fight to the last second and more if Rule 0 applies. Right now, they've got to at least get one more. 2 minutes on the clock, fighting at midfield. Now the other direction. Nobody in the back of the net here, and we'll have to knock it into the corner just to help buy some time. Can't find the touch off the ceiling, and the ball continues to hang out in this Greater Altoona territory.
Got to get it out of that territory. Got to get some tries down towards the other side of the field. Again, you're only down 2. You score one at a time. It's definitely impossible, but you don't want to leave yourself with so little time that you have to force yourself to score off that Rule 0, or you have to go in the final 20 seconds to score 2, because you would love it to get one as soon as possible. And the same thing goes for Penn Trafford. If you could get one here, you could possibly close out the game with a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, you know, it's just another nail in the coffin, so to speak, as they continue to pressure forward. Nobody in the back of the net again, and now having to go up to find the stop, which is going to kind of create a triple commit there from Greater Altoona. The ball does get knocked into the corner, luckily, so it doesn't come back to haunt him here. But Penn Trafford setting up the pass plays yet again, and I'm loving the team chemistry here from Penn Trafford.
I am too. They're looking always for those passing plays, but that was a beautiful shot from Mr. May. Blocked at the last second. The save, will it be enough? Down under, possibly the final minute of this series. Extrencia, the shot from midair. Blocked at its final moments again. Mr. May can do it all. Offense, defense, but they need offense more than anything. Again, a double commit here. That communication needs to be locked in. Pushing up the issue. 30 seconds left to go, and 2 needed from the Goats.
Yeah, I thought maybe they could get one right there, and that could change things up. The long-distance shot from Mr. May. Woo! Absolutely needed it, and they get it, but the pressure is not done. They need one more, and Llama, there is not a lot of time.
There's nothing. There's just crumbs on this clock. All that is left, but 1 goal, the Rule 0. You gotta do it now if you want to send it to that game number 5. Maybe it has to be done in overtime, but you need that goal. Penn Trafford looking on, heading down to single digits, and Greater Altoona need to get this out. It's Mr. May, the save, preserving the boost, and back. The aerial play might have to be it. Literally, Johnny goes backboard, drops it down, and Penn Trafford with the kill will take the series.
So Penn Trafford, the slightly lower seed, only by a game, had lost to Greater Altoona in the regular season, will get their revenge here in round 1 of the playoffs. Penn Trafford will upset Greater Altoona in a well-fought battle from both teams. I mean, we saw a lot of great moments from Greater Altoona. Unfortunately, it seemed like they really had a slow start in those first 2 games.
They definitely did, and it was just, it's so much credit to Penn Trafford. Like we said, the improvement, the learning how to play against him, and just holding down on that offense. They didn't let Greater Altoona get any sort of chances, so it's unfortunate to see. At the same time, what a series, and what a way to end off the day, to say we've now locked in 2 teams that are going into the semifinal. Next week, Hot Sauce, we're going to send 2 teams to the grand final.
Absolutely. You know, we do got to say bye to Greater Altoona, but I believe their Valorant team has made it into the championship. So hopefully we'll see all of them there as well. You know, DB Kelly, who's done some producing for TEC as well, the coach Brian. So hopefully we're going to see all those wonderful faces there as well. But Penn Trafford The winners here today will get to move forward, but the bracket only gets tougher here. You've got Forest Hills, you've got Gateway, you've got California. I mean, it's great to win, but on the other side of that is a scary team as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the preparation, you're going to need to try and play one of those really tough seeds. I mean, any of them. You talk about any 4 of these teams is the most exciting thing. Could it be hoisting the trophy? Could it be a repeat of the Forest Hills, California that we've seen so many times? Sure. It also could be these underdogs coming out of nowhere. The preparation work for all of these teams has to start tonight.
Yeah, and it's so tough because we've casted for these teams for so long now, and you have people that you meet and you have favorites, but you really you hope that they all could win, right? Because you want them to succeed, but unfortunately there can only be one winner, and we love to see these students fighting out, and there's a lot of great camaraderie throughout it as well. You see them in chat kind of cheering each other on. There's always GGs, good luck, have fun. So you love to see that here in the TEC series.
You really do. It's what it's all about, and that's why the in-person event is just going to be so much fun. Even the teams that didn't make it to the grand finals cheering on, coming to watch some of the greatest esports of all time, and to see our beautiful face as well. If you haven't booked your tickets, if you aren't scheduled to go there on May 19th, what are you doing? You got to be there. We'll be signing autographs. We'll be sending out some love, and we'll also be meeting and greeting. You'll be able to see some fantastic esports. You got to be there. And I got to say, Hot Sauce, it's going to be a lot of fun, but unfortunately, we're done with series today, so no more fun for us.
No more fun today yet, but it was a great time, and the LAN is going to be wonderful as well. I think Forest Hills football team came in last time and was cheering on the squad while they were playing. There was a fan section, so the energy at the LAN really is unmatched. But guys, if you want to check out more action, be sure to follow the other channels here as well, and don't forget to follow the socials. You see those top 5 plays for each game of the week, so you never know when you might be there as well. But as Llama said, that's all for us today. We'll take a moment to thank everybody behind the scenes at TEC, Man for producing the show, and of course, as always, the teachers, the students, the parents, the coaches. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We hope you guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you back here tomorrow around the same time for Overwatch action. Take care, everyone.